books in a way. Like a lot of books in a way. Okay. Let's see. Let me get 1 second. What? Hello. Okay. Hello. Okay. This is just like a most random video because somebody asked me to show them how to draw. So I guess. And now it's working. Alright, this is my sketchbook. Oh yeah, I need to get this cord out of the way. God dang it. Let me see if I can wrap it around this. Alright, that works. Alright. This is my sketchbook. This is a sketchbook that I draw in normally whenever I walk around and stuff. Actually, this is my 4th edition of this type of sketchbook. I have like 3 other ones. This is another one that I have right here. I think this is definitely the first one. Definitely the first one. Yeah, this is 2024. This is the first sketchbook, right? So, let me see if I can get a light to shine downwards. Okay, anyways. Man, this cord is gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me. For real. Alright, anyways. I'm just gonna have to... Oops! Don't break nothing now. Don't break it. Ignore the... I might be able to. Also, why are you so bright? Why are you so bright? Okay, maybe I just need to do this then. But, can you see though? How good is the resolution? Is that... What is that? It's not the greatest. I must say, it is not the greatest resolution. But, it's good enough. Yes. Chink. How'd I make it? Did I make it better? You can't really see the... It's darker, sure, but you don't get them pesky shadows. And if you really wanted to, I mean, you could just do that, but the light's way too bright. So maybe if I do a little bit of that. Nah, nothing? That's alright. Okay, anyways. So, we're just gonna draw. Now we can finally get to the meat of the video, right? It's 14 minutes of recording, and I am just doing this. Okay. So, the meat and potatoes of this is the basics of sketching, right? So, the first thing I'm going to have everybody do is take out a pencil. Make sure you have a pencil. I like to use my mechanical pencil because I can get finer strokes and, you know, better detail and better quality. But you do whatever. You use whatever. I have a HB pencil that I use. You know, like a regular school pencil. You can use that as well. Just make sure you sharpen it. You know, get an eraser. I mean, or not. You know, you could always get a pen. I like this. I would like to say this a lot in the beginnings of my videos from now on. Drawing, these are just guidelines, right? Most people, I know a lot of people who break the rules, right? I know a lot of people who don't even attempt to follow the rules, or I know people who follow YouTube videos can help you in finding different ways that people break them. That's you need to know the rules so that you could be able to break them. That way you know what you're comfortable with, right? So Let's start with something simple, right? We're not going to do character design today. We're going to focus on just learning how to draw in general. So, and you could definitely look at other YouTube videos. I encourage that. Looking at other YouTube videos can help you in finding different ways that people draw, finding stuff that might be more comfortable for you, you know? Moreover, if you are going to go and look at some other people drawing, I highly recommend that you save it and go back multiple times, right? Um, I've been drawing for about 8 years. How should I say this? I've been drawing for 8 years. Um, I guess seriously, because everybody draws. Like everybody, even when you're a little child, you draw, right? But um, 8 to 9. Actually, no. I'm saying 8 years. It's 9 or 10 years. 9 or 10 years. I've been drawing for 8, 9 or 10 years, right? Um, Seriously, which is just to say that I took it and I was like, okay, or really my mind was like, hey, go look at these videos, go look at this, go actually learn how to draw better, right? So, um, I'm gonna give you the first basics, right? The first things that you need to learn in drawing is most 100% sketching, right? That's one of the best things that I have in my repertoire, that I use, that everybody that I know uses when they draw, for the most part. Um, so I'm gonna move this back a little bit. Or actually, I can move it closer because it's gonna be in this little area right here. Just ignore the shadows, please. Okay, so sketching is basically just roughing out what you want to draw, right? You're not going to do rough lines. You're going to mainly just focus on doing light work, right? You're not working for perfection, right? When you're sketching, you're making a rough draft, right? You know, like school essays, you have a rough draft, then you have a second rough draft, then you have a final draft, and then you go back on the final draft because you realize that you made a mistake on there and you had like 5 L's in a row. Yeah, that is basically that, right? Um, when you're drawing, when you're sketching out stuff, what you're working to do is it's going to be very messy. Some people like a very messy, but after you're done, like let's see. Okay, all right. Let's focus on something, right? Let's draw this tape right here, right? Let's draw this tape. Um, what I am going to do is, let me see if I can go out a little bit. I want the tape in the video. I want the tape in the video. Give it here. Give me the tape. I want the tape. Quit going down. You hear that creaking? All right. Anyway. All right. So you actually tape is it's too complex. I should be going simple, right? Let's start with a ball, boys. Let's start with a ball. A ball, boys. Let's go. Okay. Anyways, uh, let's start with a ball, right? I drew multiple already, but the simple thing is you're not you're doing very light strokes, right? Stroke is just, that's a stroke. That's a stroke. Um, you can't really see it in the video, but I just made 2 lines. Camera quality up close is not good for this camera. I think it's out of. I think it's out of right, I'm just gonna have to go a little bit harder then. Pause. Anyways, I'm sorry. Look. Alright, look. So, you're going to do light strokes. You're not gonna go like that. That's not good, right? That's not good. What you're gonna do is this, right? You're gonna make tiny lines, you're gonna go into the circle, you're gonna try and rough out the shape, just like I just did, you see? You're gonna try and rough out the shape, you're gonna try and find it, And then afterwards, if you really want to, you can go back again with your pencil and try and make it perfect. Go a little bit harder, you know. Still not going to go in a complete circle. I'm gonna do little lines, right? And look at that. Look at that, right? That's how you do it, right? And then um, I guess we could do shading as well. So shading, you just gotta know where your light source is, right? So that little ball that I did right there, that little net right there, yeah, that's the light source I'm gonna have, right? It's gonna be coming from this way. In shading, you have to understand like how light works for shading to work, right? Let's say if I could find my where that I found it. Okay, so say you have a ball, right? This ball right here, right? To sketch or to shade, you have to understand how lighting works. So if right now this light that's going on right now is coming from up there, right? So if I were to draw this, the light would be right here, right? The light would be coming from this way. So I would draw an arrow just like I did over here. Draw an arrow going this way, right? And so that arrow, you got to understand that, okay, the light's going to be, shadow's going to be right here, right? Shadow's going to be here. And it's going to go from light to dark right here. It's going to be the lightest because that's where the light is, that's where it's closest to. And then this is the darkest because, and then, this is a reflective surface and there's another light source back there. So that's why they have this little area right here that's light. But if it wasn't, it would have been just a full circle, right? And I don't know if you can notice, but if you look very closely, there's a little bit of bounce light, right? So bounce light is just a little bit of light that comes from the surface that it's on, right? So the surface has some light that bounces off of it and ends up getting on the material. So this is going to be from here, right? So the light's going to be from here, right? This is going to be the lightest, and then making a circle, sketching out another circle on here. This is going to be, and it's going to get closer and closer, and it's going to get darker and darker. So I'm going to start from here, and I'm just going to get dark, and then I'm gonna lighten up my weight. And this is just something that you have to practice, right? And this helps with a bunch of stuff. It's like even if you want to draw flowers, or you want to go on to draw, you know, comic book characters, or you want to draw cartoons, or you want to draw realistically, right? It's not just a skill that you learn just for one type of drawing skill. So most skills most ways of drawing you can learn from, you could pull stuff from, right? You could pull um ideas in different ways to draw from different techniques from different people, right? So I highly recommend going look and going find different people, not just me, because just learning from one person, you're not gonna learn quick enough. You're not gonna learning from multiple sources or from multiple people. You'll learn quicker. You'll learn quicker, and you'll learn more efficiently if you put the work into it and you go and try and find the right people. So as you just saw, so yeah, that's how you sketch. All right, that's how you shade for the most part, and we'll do a box next, right? um a box. So a box is fairly easy to draw. Make a line, make another line, right? You make this right here, do this right here, right? And then it depends on if you want where you want to see the box. Um, so look, this boxes and stuff, they take a little bit of point of view and point of reference, point of view to understand how you're going to draw it. But for now, I'm just going to do a quick, simple box. So I'm going to go from here to here, and here, and I'm going to do this and this. Draw the box as best as you can, right? So that's how you do it. That's how you draw a simple box. You just sketch it out, do that, right? I'm going to draw this right here. Next time I will be doing this on the computer because this is just a hassle. Okay. Um, so you know the light source coming from here. We all know how boxes are, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sketch out very lightly. And another tip: when you're sketching, you don't hold it from here, right? Even though this little rubber part is here, you tend to hold it from here when you're sketching, just so you can have more controllability, and also so you can control and you don't go too hard, right? So we're gonna go and we're gonna sketch in the shadow, right? Yeah, just ignore my. You know what? Anyways, all right. So you're gonna finish this up, right? And then another thing, when the shadows, as you get closer and closer to the object, you're gonna get darker and darker, of course. And then right as it touches, it's gonna be the darkest. And then you're gonna get lighter and lighter, like over here with the circle, over here with the circle, or over here with the box. Certain areas are going to be lighter than the other parts, and some areas are going to be darker than the other box, shading. And if you really wanted to, you could get you could use your finger. I I used to use my finger. You can also buy a drawing stump, which is just like a rolled up piece of paper, or you could use a piece of paper, ripped up piece of paper, and just use with your finger, rub it out to smoothen it or help make a gradient. I'm gonna use my finger since I can't find my drawing stuff right now, right? Uh, but I don't like to have this because if you end up touching another part, then it's gonna leave smudges. So I'm gonna use my eraser and I'm just gonna clean up some of the shades a little bit, right? There you go. And that's just how you sketch, right? So I'm going to now move on to the computer. That way you can see a little bit better, and that way I can explain some more stuff for you. All right, and we are now in Photoshop, right? We're gonna open up a new file, and I'm gonna explain some more stuff about sketching and shading stuff because I'm not about to be drawing on there in that sketchbook without a good camera. It's just all right. It's not gonna be good for you. We are. It's not gonna help you, right, to actually see what I'm doing and how I'm. So make sure you're all right. Everything's good. Everything's great. Okay. I guess this is just so. Whenever let's do another circle, right? I'm gonna just make a quick light strokes, right? Going to make sure that I am it's not gonna be perfect the first time, as I said earlier. Right? I'm just doing quick light strokes, not worrying about any off strokes or off lines that are being made, right? I'm just going and slowly but surely it's going to be turning into another circle. It's gonna look like a circle, right? And then like I said, if you want to, you can go a little bit harder and line out the circle. That's what you really want to do. You can do that, right? And then you figure out where the light is. So I seen people do this before. Like you, okay, so this is a circle, right? So it's not going to be it's technically a sphere, right? is this, right? It's gonna have like dimensions. It's gonna have X, Y, and Z, right? And so people sometimes do this so that they can help. And I forgot what these are called, but these just help so that you can visualize. And then there's going to be one that goes behind, right? And people normally dot it, right? I'm just going to do this, right? And then I do another one right here, right? And then you can delete it. You can erase if you want to, or you could just not add these. I tend not to do that. I know they help a little bit with shading and learning how to. I tend to use these whenever I'm drawing, right? Whenever I'm drawing a face or something like that, right? So if I was to draw a face, I would do this, and then this would be where the eyes usually are, right? I tend not to do that, but I know they help a little bit. This is what I'm saying. Look at other people as well, so you can learn what they're doing and learn their other tips and tricks, right? Okay, so let's say the light source, which I'm have as a yellow, right, is from here, right? That's where the light source is coming from, right? So the light is going to be coming here and is going to be hitting all of this area, right? And you tend to curve because lines aren't going to be straight. If I draw on here, right? Okay. This line, if you turn it, is not going to be straight. If you not look it, unless you're looking directly at it, if you turn it, it's going to start to curve. It's going to look more curved until it reaches the horizon point of the ball, right? So this is just going to be a curve because that's where the light's at. The light's going to be curved. It's going to curve more and more as it reaches us, right? It's going to reach this area and then towards the back of the ball because this is behind it as the light's hitting from this side. So this side not going to get that light, right? Because where the light's at, the diameter of the ball. This is you can see this, but you can't see the back, right? As it reaches us. Basically, what the light's doing. So the back part's not gonna be. You're not gonna get any light back here, right? Back of the ball, because this is not gonna get any light. And then as you go higher and higher, closer and closer to the light source, you're gonna go lighter and lighter with your pencil, with the shading, but you can't see the back, right? Right. Basically what the light's doing. So and as you get closer and closer, you're not gonna get making sure you. I tend to try and curve it as much as possible. You can curve it, and then it's gonna get lighter, and then right here, just a little bit of shading, right? And you can get your eraser out, and you can make some lines the opposite way. That actually helps with making a gradient. And as you get closer and making it a smooth transition, making sure, right? But there, that's the ball, right? And then if you really wanted to, this is basically the same thing as rubbing it with your finger. That's why it's like a little finger. If you see the little smudge tool, it's basically just using your finger, and you're actually going, and you're making a gradient, and you're just helping to mix it around, mix those colors around to have it more smooth, smooth color. And on here you have to do some. You might have to, reinforce your circle in real life as well as you're drawing. And just work on it. It doesn't have to be perfect unless you want it to be. Unless you want it to be as perfect as possible. Perfect circle. Definitely try to hit those as many as possible. And then you're gonna work on the the shadow on the ground, right? Which is just gonna be like a slanted circle, right? Or I know people if you're depending on how the light source is and how you're looking at the ball, it might just be a line on the ground, right? It might just be as simple as that, right? And then just a little bit of backlight, but this is just technical stuff, right? This is just that's just technical stuff. The shadow on the ground, right? Which is just going to be all you really need to understand is that, right? Or I know people, this ball right here, right? You need to understand where the light's coming from, and just play around. Look at different objects in light and try and draw them. Like, I definitely recommend the Sketch Monkey, right? I look at he draws a lot of cars, and he draws like a lot of he does a lot of sketching and stuff like that as well. And he explains probably better than I do how to sketch in certain ways. Like sometimes I use the cloud method if I'm doing certain stuff I might leave a link to the cloud method in the link below. But he draws a lot of cars. Yeah. And he draws like a lot of. So let's do another box now, and we're going to switch up where the light's coming from, right? So this is the box. We're just gonna make it. This is the point of view, point of reference. And I'm shooting for. I guess. Let's see. There's another one. This is a 2-1. So let's do another box. Probably somewhere far off back there, somewhere like that. This is. I might make a video on point of reference. If somebody really wants me to do it. Point of reference. And I'm shooting for. Okay. I guess. There you go. Right. There's another one. This is a 2-1. Right. And so let's do light source coming from the bottom. This is interesting light source. Let's make it blue. Right? That's where the light source comes from, right? So there you go. Coming from the bottom is going to be this. That's the darkest. The top is going to be darkest because that's what's going to have the least light hitting it, right? No light's going to be hitting it. This might happen in real life, like if a glass, if you have like a glass, it's super dark outside, and you have like a book or like a box on a glass table, and then you shoot a flashlight from underneath it. This might happen from that, right? Now the light is coming this way, so I'm guessing this might happen in real life. Like this is going to be darker as well. It's going to be the next darkest. It's super dark outside, and you have like a. But it's going to be more darker up here than it is down there, right? And same for this side. This side is going to be darker, and it's going to get lighter. Now the light we're going to use the smudge tool just to, just to help. This is going to be darker as well. Smoothen it out. It's going to be the next darkest. But it's going to be. And then there's no real shadow that can be made. Unless this is just like by a wall. If it's by a wall, then the light will bounce off of the wall and go somewhere around here, right? So this would be just to help smoothen it out. Somewhere around here, right? This is how. And then there's no real shadow something like that this, can be made, right? And then the light would be unless this is like that. That's how that would by look. A wall, right? If it's by a wall, then the light would bounce off the that's not the greatest example though. Somewhere around here, right? So let's do another box, right? And let's do actually 2 boxes, right? So we're gonna do another box right here as well. Or something like this. Box right here. Doing like that. That's how that would look. Simple box, right? And we'll do a box right in front of it, right? So let's do another box, right? Another box right in front of that box that we just made, right? 2 boxes. And let's have the light coming from this way again, right? So, and since we already did blue and yellow, we'll do red. We'll have a red light, right? Let's see. So again, you're just gonna have to look at reality, right? If you have like a book and this right here, and then the light like that. So how much of the light's gonna be hitting that back box, right? Whatever is not, and this just look. You have to understand proportions, and you have to look at the. You're gonna just have to draw, right? So you're gonna have to practice. You're gonna have to draw. You're gonna have to. Just look at stuff and think logically about how it's going to affect it, right? So this box is blocking most of the light. So this is going to be super dark. Half of this is going to be covered in shadow because half of this is being covered by this box, right? Right? And then this back part is going to be super dark since it's super far away from the light. And then this is going to be super dark as well because it's being covered by this shadow right here. And then the top is going to be maybe not as dark as the bottom, but it's going to be definitely dark. And then this side won't be dark because it's not covered. And this area right here is having it being hit by light. And then this area right here, super dark, right? It's gonna have a little bit of that, so it won't maybe number not as one, dark as the bottom, but be merged in with the other box is going to have a little bit of white around where they connect. But also in real life, that it tends to be something that happens unless it's like a black book, right? Because super dark, right? It's gonna have a little bit of the light that, so it won't bounces from an object, and it bounces and it just goes in with the bing, 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 in between this. It's gonna go white. Same for that box, right? Where they connect. And then you know the light's coming from this way is gonna have the shadow of this box and the shadow of this box, and we're just gonna merge those a little bit, right? Right, like that. Bounces from an object, and it bounces and it just goes like that. Right, that's how that works. And then I'm gonna same for that. Get rid of this little overhang that we have now. You know, the light's coming from this way is gonna have the shadow of this box and the shadow of this box. It gets closer. It gets a little bit darker. It gets darker, closer to it. Right, like that. Right, and this side on this side of it, the light's coming from the front. So this side is gonna be that's how that works. Kind of dark. Get rid of this more darker towards the back of the box. Right. Then we're going to just use the little smudge tool or your finger if you're drawing off pieces of paper. Closer, it gets a little bit darker, it gets darker. You know, and you're just going to it. Right? And this side, smoothing it out. This side of it, the light's coming from the front. And then this is where I would tend to like erase a lot at. More darker because the back of the box. You know, you want to if you want to have a cool little effect, what I would do is go back and I would fix my lines for the box, right? Right here and here and here and here. And I would actually darken it up a little bit more just because of how light it looks, how light the smudging got. You know, you want to, if you want to have a cool little effect, what I would do is I would actually take my eraser, fix my lines, and for some parts that are super dark, I would add just a line, right? And that just adds like a little effect that's kind of cool. I don't think that actually happens in real life. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I know that it makes it to where you can actually see the corner of the box better, right? For some parts that are super dark, I would add just a line, right? And that's just how that is, right? That just adds like a little effect. You just got to practice drawing. You know, actually happens in learn how to draw. Maybe it doesn't. But from I know that perspective, I know some videos that you can go look at if you want me to. I'm posting in the description below. I actually have a playlist, I believe, that I made. Started making. And that's just how that is. Some while back. You just gotta practice drawing. Some videos that I know help learn how to draw me out a little bit with drawing. From right perspective, I know some videos that you can go look at if you want me to. So yeah, I'm posting in the description below. I actually have a playlist, I believe, that I. And that's that. That's how you draw. I started making like that. Some while back. See. So that's how you sketch, right? That's just like the basics of sketching, right? And then I can actually show you what you would use those for if you were drawing a character or something like that, right? Like that. So now I showed you how to sketch. Now I'll show you how to use those in like a practical source, right? So whenever I'm sketching, I tend to glitches. I tend to what you would use those for. Start off with the head, right? This is just I'm gonna go into character design, like I said, but you tend to sketch out roughly how the character is going to be. I tend to use stick figures to pose my characters. I know people who are able to, you know, just freehand it. Start off battery when it gets to the charger. I would go into character design, like I said, but you tend to sketch out roughly how the character is going to be. I tend to use stick figures to pose my characters. I know people who are able to, you know, just freehand it. Battery when I get the charger. Light, okay. So, and I'm just sketching out. So you notice how I'm not going too deep or too strong with my lines. I'm not cementing them in, if you will, right? I'm not finish. I'm not going to, just one line. So the sketch, right? That's. And I'm just sketching out. So you notice. I'm not gonna do that. No, that's not how you. That's not how you sketch. That's not how you build out the character. If you have a mistake, then it's going to be easier for you to just go. Oh, let me. Oh, I didn't do that right. Let me just fix this, or let me move this around and try and figure out where this will be good at. The sketch, or you could really just erase it in total. Do that. That's not how you. That's not how you sketch. Right. That's not how you build out the character. If you have a mistake, you just sketch out how you want to have the character, and you don't worry about how messy it looks. You don't worry about having it perfect on the first time, right? Right. If you want, I just messed up right here. If I was on a computer, well, if I wasn't on the computer, I would simply. Oh my God! Stop disconnecting. You just sketch out how you want to have the character. Stop it. And you don't worry about how messy it looks. You don't worry about having it perfect. I would simply. Right. If you want, if I just messed up right here. If I was on a computer, I would just erase it. With a regular pencil, right? Stop So, let's see. I'm messing up on this somehow. I don't know how. What am I messing up? I would simply. This is like this, and then this is where I would usually use those lines at to figure out where my character is looking at. Looking this way. I think it's. This would be like this. Actually, this would be kind of. So, like, I'm messing up like this, and then his leg exaggerated like this, and is forward. I would usually use those lines and figure out what this one as well. Looking this way, I think this would be like this. Actually, this would be kind of. Or actually, let's see. We're gonna do this. We're gonna have this like this. Yeah. Right. My computer is making a bunch of noise. Forward. It is having problems. Difficulties, if you will. Okay. Like that, right? And then this is how this. And then, the little hand sitting down. Let's see. And then other hand like this, and it's just, simple. Very messy, as you can tell. It's not, definitely not, good looking. It's not gonna look perfect. It's not gonna be a Picasso every time you sketch, right? It's going to be rough. It's going to be dirty looking. It's going to be messy. It's sketch. It's supposed to look like this, right? And then what you would normally do is if you're on paper, I'm just gonna do it right now. Most erasers have a little. They don't erase unless you have it like super hard. It's not gonna erase everything within a few seconds, right? Oh shoot. Sketch. It's sketch. It's supposed to look like this, right? It's not showing me the circles, so I don't know how big this is. But I would just quickly erase this lightly with an eraser. They don't erase unless you have it. That's why you don't go too hard. This is a computer, so it's going to make it super dark. But if you're sketching out, you don't make it super dark for this exact purpose that you're going to draw it directly on top of it. But right? So I'm going to now go in over this lightly with the details that I just added, and I'm going to now go over it with some more details. Like this is just like to give you the body. But if you're sketching out, you don't make it super dark for this exact purpose. It's a structure, right? It's the bones of your character, right? It's the bones of your drawing, right? You're drawing a person is literally going to be the skeleton, right? The skull was that circle type thing that I just drew. The ribs was that's just a representation of the rib, the little triangle, because your ribs are in that kind of shape. They're more. It's the bones of your character, right? It's the bones of your drawing, right? You're drawing a character. You got the hips. It's literally going to be the skeleton, which was that little line that I drew, which is just to help know where my ribs was at. The joints are going to be connected, right? And so now I'm going to draw some eyes, right? Draw some eyes. And you got the hips. Knowing where to draw eyes and stuff like that just comes with drawing wood a little bit, and then looking at people, right? Knowing the design of how people look, how the anatomy is. Like, it's a lot of tips and tricks that you can find for drawing faces. If you want to learn how to draw realistically, which I am working to do, I'm learning to draw my characters more realistically, or more realistic characters, being able to do that, because that's something that I struggle with. Like, yeah, it's a lot of tips and tricks that you can find. Draw a little ear for draw some hair. If you want to learn how to draw realistically, which, and see, I'm still sketching. I'm still sketching out. This is technically my second draft, right? I'm still sketching out stuff. Let's make this like a leaf. Let's make this a leaf. You know, have a little bit of fun with this character. A little ear, have him a little bit weird. Some hair, right? And then you play around with shapes. You draw different, especially with character design. You draw around. You play around with shapes. You try and figure out some interesting things with the characters that you're drawing. I guess this is a girl because I'm drawing this little floopity flop right here. And then you play around with shapes. You draw different. I'm an artist, especially with character design. You draw around. If you get that reference, you are a you try and figure out legend. Some interesting things. So the little eyes. But actually, characters that you're drawing. I guess the eyes are definitely too close together. Floopity flop. Oh, now you want to show me the circle? Shoot. I'm an artist. Right. And this is how most erasers do kind of act in real life. They tend to be more opaque in certain areas and like that. I'm just gonna do a simple eye. Eyes are two simple eyes. Too close together. Oh, now you want to show me the circle? Shoot. Right. And this is how most erasers do kind of have the pupils. In real life. They tend to be more opaque in certain areas. Eye color, iris, like that type thing. I'm just gonna do a simple eye. Do I want to? Yeah, I'm gonna add it. Alright, and then most people have eyelashes. Just gonna have a thick line around right here. Gonna have the pupils. Then I'm just gonna do maybe like a eye color, iris, up stroke right here. Up stroke right here. So this is a girl. Do I want to? Yeah, if it was just a boy, I probably wouldn't even worry about eyelashes like that. Most people have eyelashes. Just gonna have a thick line around right here. You know, if you want to add a nose, you can. Maybe like a nose tends to be around this area of the face. Right here. I tend to actually do this a lot more. That's just like that's just more aesthetically pleasing to me. Mouth is around this area. If you're drawing a cartoon, mouth is like that. If you know, if you want to add mouth, you ever seen that meme where it's just like nose tends to be around this area all the way over here. That's just aesthetically pleasing, and you can understand it more simply that way. So I'm just gonna have this right. I actually tend not to draw mouths. This area, if you're drawing a cartoon, mouth is like that. You know. Let's do the sideways little V, sideways V type mouth, right? And that's simple, right? I'm just still sketching out stuff. Still trying to figure out what you wanna draw when you're sketching out. I actually tend not to draw mouths. Even when you're inking, you're still trying to figure out what you want to draw, or how you want stuff to look, right? That's it's until you're actually finished with it, you're not finished with it. And then even some artists. Or as most artists know, even when you finish it, you're not finished with it, because you'll go back and you'll be like, oh, I would have done that differently, or oh, I wish I would have done this or that when I was inking it, or oh, I messed this up. I shouldn't have made that so big. Like this face, I definitely am gonna fix this face because this face is ugly. Or as most artists know, even when you finish it, you're not finished. Circle because you'll go back and be like, oh, I would have done that differently. Or, oh, I wish I would have done this or that. It's still so. What is wrong with it? What's wrong with it? It's this. Okay, so the eye is just so big. Too face. I definitely close. I think fix his face because his face is ugly. No, that's fine. I guess it's better. Circle. I want it to be more pointed down right here, though. So I guess I'm just gonna do that. It's still so. What is wrong with it? What's wrong with it? It's this. Okay, so the eye is just too close, I think. Alright, let's see. No, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's fine. That's fine. This is just a sketch, you know? So I guess we do. Let's see. And then we got some little eyebrows right here. Right? Have some little Uraraka eyebrows. Right. I think that's how she looks. I can't even remember. I haven't watched My Hero Academia. I haven't even finished it. Oh my god. This is just a sketch. I need to finish it. Let's see. Let's see. And then we got some little eyebrows right here. Right? And this, and then a little trail. Have some little Uraraka eyebrows. A little trail right here. Right? I think that's how she looks. I can't even like that. I haven't watched My Hero Academia. I haven't even finished it. Oh my god. Her eyes definitely. Something's definitely wrong with the eyes. This was messing me up. Right, and this, and then something's definitely messing me up with this. And I think it's the eyes. I think I made the eyes wrong and I put them in the wrong place. So I'm just gonna erase everything. You know, sometimes it's good to start over. If you mess something up, it's better to just start over than to try and fix it sometimes. It just depends on knowing what you did wrong, which I apparently don't. It's definitely messing me up with this. I don't think I have to do a full recircle though. So I'm just gonna erase everything. You know, sometimes it's good to start over. If you mess something up, it's better to just start over than to try and fix it. I tend to have my eye line actually very low. It just depends on knowing what you did wrong, which I apparently don't. And also, you gotta look back sometimes. You gotta zoom out. You know, it takes a little bit of finesse to try and figure out what is wrong with your art. Let's see. So I definitely have to have my face down more. And also, more importantly, she's looking like this, which means that this right here is gonna be like that. Right? It takes a little bit of finesse to try and figure out. Which means her ear was supposed to be way further down, which is probably why I made her eyes so weird. Right? Her ear is supposed to be more closer to this right here. Right? Because not only is she like this, but she's also kind of tilted, so I might want to tilt. In real life, it's actually easier to do this just by tilting your book a little bit. But I'm just going to erase that little line right there, and going to help me by doing that. Right? And now I can more easily add in the eyes, right? And then the eyes have to be, it's going to be a certain distance away from each other. In real life, it's actually easier to do this just by tilting your book a little bit. Let's see. But let's do that. I'm just going to do that. Erase that little line right there. And let's see. Where should I start? I'm going to start them off from right here and right here. Right? And now, about even, and then we're just going to add in the eyes, right? And then the eyes have to be, it's going to be a certain distance away from each other. I don't like that. I tend to, let's see. And let's do that. Bottom line, bottom line. Let's see. Where should I start? Pupil, from right here and right pupil. Right, about even, and then just gonna, I still feel like I'm doing something wrong though. Maybe it just isn't a good character to explain this with. Yeah, I feel like this is. I'm having some difficulties with this one. Sometimes you gotta trash it too. It depends on what's going on, right? But I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to explain, right? Doing something wrong though. This is how you sketch out. This is how you sketch out characters. This is how you draw. May just do a face. Yeah, I feel like this is that way it's quicker. I'm having some difficulty. And I'm just gonna draw this that way because I'm used to doing that. Right? And so this is she's looking this way. Let's I'm gonna do a girl, so let's say she. This is how you sketch out. This is how you sketch out characters. This is where the eyes are gonna be. Yeah, now I can do the eyes good. That way it's quicker. I don't know. And I'm just gonna draw this that way, because I'm used to doing it. This is. Right? And so this is she's looking this way. As girls, and as she. That's how that goes. That's I think. Right. I draw that as like more of the forehead right here, and then just like the little cheek. Yeah, now I can do the eyes good. Little cheek area. The cheek is. I have my characters very squished down and just big foreheads, which is covered by hair. right? So that's how you sketch that out. Let's see. Gonna do a little circle here.
I draw that as like
little circle here.
forehead
Pupils.
right here, and then just
Pupils.
Little cheek
Iris. I think that's what it's called. Iris.
I have my characters.
You know, eye color thing. Eye color thing. Yes, that's what it's called. It's definitely what it's called. Remember, right? I'm an artist. I know what I'm talking about, right?
Let's see.
Gonna do a little circle here.
Circle here. Pupils.
Pupil. Little
iris.
V mouth.
Iris.
That.
You know, eye color.
Sketching this
eye
out.
Color
Ear.
Yes, that's what it's called.
No, that's not where the ear is gonna go. Cause this is. This is like this. So this is gonna be where the ear goes. I tend not to actually draw ears. Yeah, that's another good thing to learn. If you don't know how to draw something or you don't like to draw something, hide it.
Sketching this out. Ear.
Be sneaky. Be smart. Nobody's gonna care, right? You hide your hands in the pockets. Nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, he did that because he doesn't know how to draw hands." No, they're just gonna be like, "Oh, he did that because he wanted to do that. That's just how he wanted to do it, you know." And not because he doesn't know how to draw hands, or because his hands look like AI.
Be sneaky. Be smart.
Yeah, I say that.
Care, right? You hide your hands in the pockets. Nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, he did that because he didn't draw hands."
Huh. Anyways,
he
let's draw that little thing. I actually liked the hairstyle that I did last time, but I totally forgot how I did it. So I'm just gonna just do something from like this. I do remember that little, you know, this. Anyways, plant. Let's draw that little plant lady. Little thing. I actually like the hairstyle that I did last time, but I totally forgot how I did it. Plant lady. She has photosynthesis in her. Like this. I do remember that. She makes her own sugar. That way she could be my sugar mama. I am playing around. You gotta be happy. You gotta be funny. You gotta plant lady. You wanna get people's attention on YouTube. You definitely gotta be funny. You gotta make jokes, man. You gotta make jokes. Anyways, just drawing out the hair, just drawing out random stuff, random pieces, random bits of triangle. If you couldn't tell, you also gotta you gotta break stuff down into shapes when you're drawing. That's a lot of stuff. If you can't tell, what I just did was basically all shapes. These are just triangles, right? These are just triangles that are a little bit curved, right? Curved triangles. These are curved triangles, right? Bulk of the hair at the edge. I don't like drawing in the center. The center can kiss my behind, right?
What I just did.
The center of the head can kiss my behind. This is some very heavy shading right here, sketching right here. If you couldn't tell. More triangles. Lots of my hairs have triangles. Some of them don't.
At the edge.
Not all.
I don't like
all
drawing
have
in the
triangles,
center.
but most of them do.
The center can
kiss my behind.
Right.
Let's see. How did I do that side?
The center of the head can kiss my behind. This is some very
would actually have that right here.
Sketching.
But you gotta push it. Like sometimes some stuff doesn't. Especially if it's like a cartoon, some stuff is gonna be very wonky. Like in reality, if you were to 3D model this, it would be a nightmare because you would have to try and figure out from what perspective you're looking at it, and then you would just have to, go from there because it doesn't matter how the character's gonna actually be. If a cartoons wouldn't work in reality. Bugs Bunny would be a pile of mess if he was in reality.
If you were to 3D model this, it would be a nightmare because you would have
there
to
you
try and
go.
figure
That's
out
a little that right. And this, if you couldn't tell, there's like a whole bunch of circle, triangles, oval, half oval circles for eyes,
Bugs Bunny,
a triangle, open triangle for the mouth, lines for the nose. Right? It's very cartoonish, very
that's a little that
chibi-ish. I'm just gonna cover that up, right? And that's literally how you sketch. And then the neck is actually technically an oval, but I just tend to add these two lines so it's more like a square.
open triangle.
You know, the shoulders, I tend to cut them down, but it's essentially just a giant triangle, right? If I were to draw her arms right here, it would turn that into like more of a box, right? And then her
The
waist
neck is actually
would
technically
be
an oval,
like
but
two triangles meeting in the center, more like this, and then
you know, the
if you wanted
shoulders,
to,
I tend to cut them down.
if you are a,
it's essentially just a giant triangle,
I don't know what to say for I don't know what to say for this part, but
the
if you
shoulder
wanted to add a
arms
little
right
bit
here,
of something
turn
right
that
here, you
into, like, more of a box,
just you know you
right?
sketch
And
out
for
stuff. That's really what
waist
you want to do. I tend not to
be
though. To be
like
100%
two
honest, I tend to
triangles
try to
meeting in the
stay away from
center,
that because
more like this.
you know I try to
And
respect
then
people, try to respect
if you wanted to,
people's decisions and how people
you
are,
are a,
how I portray my
I don't
characters.
know what to say for
You know,
I don't know what to say for this part, but if you wanted to add a little
Let's
bit of
see.
something right here, you just you know you
and
you
that's
sketch
how
out
that would
stuff.
be, right?
That's
And then
really what you want to do. I tend not
this,
to, though.
and then I
To
tend
be
to add
100% honest, I tend try to
these,
stay
like
away from that because
something around the neck.
try to respect
That way it
people's
helps
decisions
hide
and how people are,
the fact that
how
it
I
looks
portray
weird.
my
If it
characters,
does or it doesn't.
you know.
Okay, I see a problem
Let's
though.
see.
And
I think
problem
that's how that would
fixed.
be, right? And then
I think problem fixed.
this, and then I tend to
Problem
add
fixed.
these.
Don't think too hard about it. Don't think too hard about it.
Something
Anyway,
around
I'm
that.
just gonna
Now
I'm just gonna turn down the opacity instead of
hide
using the
the
eraser
fact
because
that
I'm not about
it
to
looks weird.
do that
If it
again.
does or it doesn't. Okay.
And you
I
know,
see a problem, though.
you would. I'm just gonna do something very simple this time. I'm not gonna color it or anything because that would require me to go color theory and stuff like that. And I'm not about to do that in this video.
Don't think too hard
because
about
this
it. Don't
video
think
is
too hard
already
about
long
it.
enough. It's
Anyway,
like an hour long. Yeah, it's like an hour
now
long.
I'm just gonna turn down
And
the
I'm
opacity.
definitely gonna have to cut some of this down and edit some of this. So you're basically just doing this, right? And
I'm
then
just gonna do
for this, I'm
something
just
very
gonna
simple this
add
time.
some
I'm not
quick
gonna color it or anything,
lines to
that would
help
require
you
me to go color theory and stuff
visualize
like
it,
that.
right?
And I'm not about to do that in this video because
Help
this video is already long
give
enough.
the
It's like
shape
an hour
more,
long. Yeah, it's an
right?
hour long. And I'm definitely gonna have to cut some of this down.
I'm gonna
and
draw the
edit
eyes
some of
back
this,
in.
you're basically just doing this, right? And then for this, I'm just gonna add some quick
There,
lines to help you visualize it, right?
that's how you do this. This is how you sketch.
Help
I
the shape more.
now towards if you're trying to finish it or something like that. Like if you don't
Okay.
want it to have all
Draw
those
the
little
eyes
streaks, you
back
can
in.
erase, or you can try and figure it out. At this point, if you don't
There.
draw, I don't expect you to draw a character like me.
Right.
Okay, that's not what I'm
That's how
asking you to do.
this.
I'm
This is how
asking
you
you to
sketch.
just watch, enjoy yourself,
Now, towards if you're trying to finish it or
and
something like that,
look
like,
at
if you don't want it to have all those little streaks,
and just
you
like
can erase,
watch how
or you can,
I use
try and
this,
figure it
right?
out.
The stuff that I just
At this
showed
point,
you, the
if
sketching,
you don't draw,
the stuff.
I don't
If you
expect
really
to draw
are
a character
diligent,
like
you
me.
would probably be
Okay.
sketching a circle
not what
right
I'm
now,
asking
or
you to
just
do.
like
I'm asking you
sketching
to
more
just watch, enjoy yourself,
more boxes, right?
and
You don't have
look
to,
at
of course. It's just good
watch
practice, and once you
how
practice
I
that enough,
use
you could
this, right? The stuff that I just showed you, the sketching,
make circles like that,
stuff.
right?
If you
Like
really
I could probably make
diligent,
a
you
if
would
I
probably
wasn't
be
taking my
sketching
time
a
with this,
circle right now,
I could
or
probably
just, sketching more,
throw out a Kirby if I
uh,
really wanted to. Like
more
I've
boxes,
done it before. I've
right?
done a Kirby in like
You
less
don't
than 30
have to,
minutes.
of course.
A good Kirby too.
It's just good practice,
flipping
and once you
sketchbook
practice
that I drew that in. You could
let's get where is it?
oh, it's over here.
Make circles like that. Right?
Where's that 30-minute Kirby?
I could probably make
Kirby,
if I
Kirby,
wasn't taking
Kirby,
my time with this, I could probably
Kirby.
throw out a Kirby if I really wanted to. Like, I've done it before. I've done a Kirby in like less than 30 minutes.
I love my Kirby.
A good Kirby too.
I love my Kirby.
Sketchbook that I drew that
Kirby.
in.
Right here.
Check this out.
Check this out. I drew that in 5 minutes, maybe less. And that's all pretty much sketching, right? And then color theory, and then like stuff that's a built knowledge that I used in a split second, and that's from practice.
Check this out.
That's what you can do. Check this out. I drew that
if you practice for
in 5 minutes, maybe
I'll
less.
give you about 2 years, right?
And that's
2 years,
all
and you'll be able to
pretty much sketching, right?
to
And then
sketch
color
out
theory,
circles really quick.
and then like stuff that's
Right.
a built
And that's like
that I used.
if
in
you're
a split second.
let's say
That's from
let's
practice.
see. I
That's
don't know
what you can do.
what my
You can
common
do it too
audience
if you
is.
practice for like
I'm guessing most of my common
I'll give
audience
you about 2
I
years,
think may
2
just be
years, and you'll
artists.
be able to.
But if not,
sketch
and you're just
out
here and you're
circles
learning how
really
to draw, or you're just like here,
Right. because I
And that's
sent you
like,
or something, or you're just
if you're
here. You're
let's
just
see.
here.
Let's see. I don't know what
Good for you,
my
but
common
you know you
audience
can just
is.
draw randomly if you're
I'm guessing most
playing
of
a
my
game.
common audience, I think,
Playing
might just be
on
artists.
your Xbox, or you're
But
playing
if
Minecraft
not,
or something,
you're just here and you're
and you
learning
want
how
to
to
draw
or you're just
something.
like here.
Minecraft
sent
actually
you
would
or
be a
something.
great thing for you to do.
Just
Actually, now that I think about it, if you're trying
just
to
here.
learn perspective,
Um,
Minecraft is
good
probably
for you,
one of the
but,
better
you know, you can
games
just
to
draw
play if you
randomly.
want to
If you're
draw while playing the game and
playing
then just
a
draw
game,
random stuff in the game. That's a very good
playing
idea.
on
I
your
highly recommend
Xbox,
that.
or you're playing
Because
Minecraft
while
or
you're
something,
playing the game,
and you
you
want
could
to
stop
draw
for a second.
something.
If you're in like a good
Minecraft
little
actually
area
would be
and
a
you want to
great
chill with
thing
the
for you
music,
to
is
do, actually. Now that I think about it, if you're trying
but
to
if you
learn
if you want to chill with the
Minecraft
music
is
and you just
probably
want to
one
draw
of the
something,
better
sit
games to
back,
play if you want to draw while
grab
playing the game and just
a
draw
grab a
random
piece
stuff
of
in the
paper,
game. That's a very
grab a
good idea.
pencil,
I highly
and just
recommend
draw.
it.
Just sketch
Because
out.
while
That's
you're
like
playing the game, you can
one of the
stop for a
greatest
second.
skills that you could ever
If you're in
have
like
as
a
an
good little
artist is
area,
to
and
be
you
able
wanna
to
chill with the
sketch
music,
out something.
But if you
Like in
if you wanna chill
perspective,
with the
right?
music
That's
and
one
you
of the
just wanna draw
greatest
something,
skills in
sit
my
back,
eyes that you can have. That and
grab a-
color theory on your side.
grab a piece of paper,
Uh,
grab a
and I'll go into
pencil,
more depth
and
on
just
color
draw.
theory
Just
in
sketch
another
out.
video,
That's
I
like
guess.
one
I
of the
guess.
greatest skills
You
that
know,
you could
this
ever
is-
have as an artist is
all
to
this
be
is
able to
speculation.
sketch
If this video does well, you know
out
what?
something.
If this video does
Like in
well,
perspective.
let's say
Like,
I
that's one
get
of the greatest skills in my
I
eyes that you can
I
have.
judge
That
my
and
video
color
over
theory on
views,
your
right?
side.
I judge my videos over views and watch
and I'll
time.
go
So
into
if you're
more
over
depth in
here,
color theory in
just
another
throw down in
video,
the comments something
I
something
guess.
fun, like
You know,
I enjoyed the video, or
all this is
you know,
speculation. If this video does
your
well, you know what?
why are
If
you
this
drawing
video
this
does
character?
well, let's
Why
say
to
I
leave
get-
or something like that? You know what I mean?
I-
Just throw
I-
something that way.
I
I can
judge
know
my
how
video
far you've
over
watched
views,
into
right?
video,
I judge
number
my
one. But
videos
also,
over views
to know that
and
you've
watch time.
enjoyed
So
the
if you're
video,
over
that way
here,
I
just
know
throw
that
down in the
okay,
comments
they
something-
watch these
something
hour-long
fun.
videos
Like,
for some
I
reason.
enjoyed the video.
They
or,
watch these videos
know,
and they're
your
actually
why are you
enjoying
drawing
it
this
enough to
character?
throw
Why
down in
to
the
leave
comments
or
something
like that. You know what I mean?
And then
throw
if you
something
really
that way,
want
can
to,
know
I mean,
how far you're
like
watching the
somebody
video,
could just
number
jump
one.
on the
Also,
video,
to know
press
that you
like,
enjoyed the video,
press
that way
subscribe, and
I
hop
know
back
that,
out.
okay,
And then I
watch
never
these
see from them
hour-long
again,
videos
right?
for
That's
some reason.
that's not
They
what I
watch
want. I
these
want to build a
videos and
community
they're,
of artists and
actually
people who
enjoying
are
it
going to
enough
be
to
drawing with me,
throw down in
or
the
if I
comments
was to get on the stream, yeah, would
if
draw
you
with
really
me, I
want
would
to,
talk
I
with
mean,
me.
like,
I don't want to
somebody
just
could just
have
jump on the
a
video,
million subscribers
press
and then
like,
I just be like,
press subscribe,
yo,
and
y'all want to
hop
do this
back out.
stream, and then I get on the
And
stream
I
and
never see
nobody's
from them again,
there.
right?
That would be
That's not what I want. I want to build a community of
heartbreaking,
artists and
right?
people who are going
Let's
to be
see.
drawing
I'm gonna
with
add a little
me,
bit
or
more
if I was to get on the
aesthetic into
stream,
her by
y'all
adding
would
this
draw
little
with me, y'all would
satchel
talk
type
with me.
thing in a
I don't want
backpack,
to just have
right? And
a
then
million
add
subscribers
this into
and
the
then I
back,
just be like,
right?
yo,
And
y'all
then
want to do this stream, and then I get on the stream
something,
and nobody's there.
don't know what that is.
That would be
Okay,
heartbreaking.
so
right?
that's basically it. That's the whole video.
by adding this little satchel
Uh,
type thing in a backpack.
Hope you enjoyed.
Right, and then
Right?
add this into the back.
Hit a like, hit a
Right.
subscribe, and then a comment down
Something.
below
Don't know what that is.
if you want the color theory video. Yo.
Okay.
Whoa.
So that's
and
basically
then
it. That's
yeah,
the whole video.
I mean, hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you
Uh,
enjoyed watching
Hope
this
you enjoyed.
video,
Right?
watching how to
Hit a
sketch,
like,
learning how
hit
to
a
sketch. Hope you
subscribe,
practice
and
your
then a comment
skills.
down below.
Hope you
If you want the
have
color
a
theory
wonderful
video.
day,
Yo.
and I will finish this up.
And then
Choo-choo-choo-choo-choo.
yeah, I mean, hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you enjoyed watching this video, watching how to
I
sketch.
plan on
learning how to
having
sketch.
this
Hope
as a
you
time lapse.
practice your
And if
skills.
I'm not lazy, I might add a
hope
meme or
you
something.
Have a wonderful
That might be
day.
fun. That might
And
be
I
fun.
will finish this up.
Weird noises. Ah.
I plan on having this as a time lapse. And if I'm not lazy, I might add a meme or something. That might be fun.
Da-da-da-da-da. I finally figured out what was wrong with the eye. It's in the wrong place. It's too far away. Need to move this closer. There we go! Yes! Yes! I fixed the eye! Oh, Lord. Oh, that made it so much better. I can finally fix his face, too. I can move this closer. Da-da-da-da-da. I finally figured out what was wrong with the eye. Oh, that made it 10 times better. Oh my god. What?
There we go. Yes.
Look how better that is.
I fixed
and then
the
this side
eyes.
is, obviously
Oh
too.
Lord. Oh, that made it
I
so
would
much
add
better. I
something
can
like-
finally fix his face too. I can move this closer.
Something like that. You know? Hide that little bit right there,
Oh,
and then something.
That made it
something
10
more
times
like
better.
this to
Oh my
hide
god.
most of
What?
this
Look how
area
better
right
that
here.
is. And then this side is, obviously too. I would add something like
Right?
like that.
Right?
You know,
That's good.
hide that little bit right there, and then something more like this to hide most of this area right here.
Right? And that's that, and that's that, and that's. Yeah. And I guess. Right? That's good. Because I can merge this down, right? Merge this down. Merge down. And then. Right? And that's that.
Size
that's
up.
that, and that's, yeah. And I guess. Because I can merge this down, right? Merge this down.
That's that.
Merge down. And then.
Size up.
Right? And that's that. How do you spell sketching? That's not how you spell sketching. What is wrong with me? Hold on. How do you spell sketching? Sketching. Da 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 da. Sketching. How do you spell sketching? That's not how you spell sketching. What
How
is
you spell
wrong
sketching?
with me? Hold on. SKETCHINGTUORIL. I'm not getting any errors. English is weird. English is weird. English is.
How you spell sketching?
English is weird.
S.
That's all I can say, man. English is. This is my first language. English is this is my language. I'm English.
I'm not getting any
American.
errors.
English is weird. English is weird. English is weird. English is. English is weird. Oh wait, I spelled that wrong. That's all I can say, man. English is. This is my first language. English is this is my language. I'm English. I am American. English is weird. Oh wait, I spelled that wrong.
That's not right.
I guess it is. There's no way that's correct. There's absolutely. Okay, I'm pulling up the dictionary. 1 second. There's no flipping way. That's not how you spell that.
That's
There's.
not right.
There's absolutely no way you spell
guess it
tutorial
is.
that way. A B C D.
There's no way that's
correct. T. There's absolutely. Okay, I'm pulling up. T. Give me my T. T. There's no flipping
Give me
way.
a T.
That's not how you spell that. Give me a U.
There's
A B C D E F G
absolutely
H I J K.
no way.
Thunderbolt.
You spell tutorial.
Totem. Transform. Triple. Tune. T. T. Give me my T. T. T.
Give me a T.
Give me a U. Wow, it's not even in here. What? TUTOR. I guess that is it then. Since it's yeah, and I guess sketching. Okay. I guess that's fine. I guess that's right. It just looks weird. It looks funny. Tutorial. Wow, it's not even in here. What?
Tutor. I guess that is it then, since it's and I guess sketching. Okay, I guess that's fine. I guess that's right. It just looks weird. It looks funny. Tutorial. And I just had some sparks. Ching 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 ching. You know. Yeah, let me show you how to do that. Do the Kirby real quick. Let me show you how to do the Kirby real quick. Y'all want to learn how to do the Kirby real quick? This is a little extra part of the video. Let me show you how to do the Kirby. Right. And I just had some sparks.
I'm doing from memory as well. Oh my god.
You know.
Not doing this from memory.
Yeah, let me show you how to do that. Do the Kirby real quick. Let me show you how to do the Kirby real quick. Y'all want to learn how to do the Kirby real quick? This is a little extra part of the video.
Where Kirby at? Okay.
Let me show you how to do the
Let's
Kirby.
see.
Right.
Kirby from memory, right?
I'm doing from memory as well. Oh my god.
Kirby, my brainchild. I don't
Not doing
remember how to draw.
This is not the right book anyway.
Yeah.
Look. Where my Kirby at?
You do that. You do that.
Kirby at? Okay.
No.
Let's see.
Kirby from memory, right? Kirby, my brainchild. I don't remember how to draw. Yeah. You do that. You do that. No. And of course, this is all sketched really quickly and really inefficiently, so it's not going to look the best. But I bet half of y'all could tell that's Kirby for the most part, right? Could y'all tell that's Kirby? I don't think they could tell that's Kirby. And I was feeling myself that day. I think
This is all sketched.
I think I was just on boss mode that day because I totally I did that in 5 minutes. That's amazing. Wow. But that's insane. Anyways, add some aesthetically pleasing lines and stuff like that.
I was feeling myself that day.
Aesthetically pleasing lines, scribbles. Aesthetically pleasing lines, aka scribbles.
I did that in 5 minutes. That's amazing. Wow.
That's insane. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Add some aesthetically pleasing lines and stuff like that. Aesthetically